Gabriel and Amaka had been together for 5 years, deeply in love and dreaming of a future together. But just when everything seemed perfect, tragedy struck. One evening, as they discussed their wedding plans, Amaka suddenly clutched her chest and collapsed. Gabriel panicked. "Amaka! Amaka! Someone help!" She was rushed to the hospital, where the doctor gave devastating news. The doctor sighed. "Gabriel, it's serious. Amaka has kidney failure and needs a heart transplant immediately." Gabriel's hands shook. "A heart transplant?" The doctor nodded. "Yeah, and the biggest problem is we don't have a matching donor. Time is running out." Amaka, an orphan, had no family left. Gabriel was all she had. That night he sat by her bedside, holding her weak hand as tears streamed down his face. Amaka whispered weakly, "Babe, don't cry. I don't want to leave you." Then came the news that shook him to the core. The doctor looked at Gabriel. "We ran a test. Your heart is a perfect match." Gabriel froze. "What?" The doctor sighed. "If you donate, Amaka will live, but you won't survive." Gabriel was torn. Let Amaka die or sacrifice himself? He wandered the quiet streets that night, lost in thought. Could he really give up his life? Sitting alone in their empty apartment, he whispered, "Can I really do this?" By morning, his mind was made up. He returned to the hospital, looked at the doctor and took a deep breath. "I'm ready. Save her." The hospital prepared for surgery. Lying on the operating table, fear gripped him, but he was determined. Then machines in Amaka's room started beeping wildly. Doctors and nurses rushed in. Her failing heart had suddenly begun beating normally. A nurse shouted, "Doctor, come quick!" The doctor checked the monitors and stepped back in shock. This is a miracle. Her heart is healing on its own. Gabriel, still on the operating table, looked at him in disbelief. What do you mean?" The doctor shook his head, smiling. "In 25 years, I've never seen anything like this. She no longer needs a transplant." Tears of relief streamed down Gabriel's face. A few days later, as Amaka recovered, she held Gabriel's hand gently. With tears in her eyes, she asked, "The doctor told me what happened. You were about to give your heart so I could live?" Gabriel looked into her eyes, his voice filled with love. "Babe, I really love you, and without you, my life is meaningless." Amaka felt deeply loved and cherished. Smiling through her tears, she whispered, "I really love you too, babe." And from that moment on, they lived happily ever after. If you love inspiring stories, subscribe to this channel for more.